What is up, Rage Heads? Now, continuing with our Rageathon, we are entering in a new era of Rage, the next era. And this, to me, is the best era. So all the guys that we talked about from the first 3 albums, gone except for P.V. Wagner. Now we replaced the guitarist with Manny Schmidt, the mighty Manny Schmidt. We don't need 2 guitarists. Manny Schmidt is enough himself, you know. Then we got Chris. Okay, I'm going to try to say this again. I have to keep saying this. Chris Efthymiadis. Maybe? Did I get it? These guys, we pretty much went from a 4-piece to a power trio, and this stuck around for a good, 5 albums or so. And I'm telling you, these albums are absolutely amazing. There's one in the batch that's considered not great, but I still think it's pretty good. But the first album in this lineup, and it's pretty well liked, is Perfect Man. And I have to say, this is probably one of the best album covers they've ever had. Rage, I could do a video just on album covers, honestly, especially with Rage. I will say Rage has not always had the most amazing album covers. Some of them are either pretty bland, but honestly, they got a few pretty good ones. This one's one of my favorites. I think there was actually a story, there's a reason for this creature here. I need to figure out what that was again. I wonder if there's anything in the additional notes about it. No, there wasn't. But I think that's, really cool. Got a picture of him smoking cigars and junk. Okay, so a little info about this album. This came out June 6th, 1988. 1988 was a great year. A lot of good stuff. And Justice for All came out that year. Pretty landmark album. Noise Records is what it came out on. We got 6 reviews, an average of 92%. That's pretty good. That's definitely the best yet. Let's go ahead and click on that. Perfect indeed, 100%. And 100% are not super common on Metal Archives. Unsung Epic, 95%. Whoa, Death in the Afternoon, 93%. Quoting a little bit of lyrics there. The Best Yet to Come, 84%. Don't You Fear the Winter, 90%. Awesome Speed Metal, 91%. That's Alter Boris. He's been kind of the biggest critic on these that I have read. And some of these reviews are pretty old. The one from Alter Boris from 2002, so a long time ago. So personally, I kind of agree with most of these. I would give this album probably a 95% at least. I mean, it's that good. And let me give you a little backstory with me in this album. Actually, I've already kind of told this with the tier ranking album list that I made, probably. My history with Rage was bumpy. Okay, my friend Dave, he knew about Rage before I did. And I remember we went to a Barnes & Noble in Bloomington, Indiana, and they had a little listening station where you can listen to CDs and then order them into the store. And I remember a lot of my CDs came that way. A lot of them. I bought a lot from there. And I got my first 3 Rage albums. I got Reign of Fear, Execution Guaranteed, and Perfect Man. I didn't know what Rage was, okay? I didn't know if they were supposed to be a thrash band or what. I was under the impression they were supposed to be a thrash band. And when I listened to Reign of Fear and Execution Guaranteed, I was like, it's good, but it's I've heard, I just felt as far as thrash goes, I've heard so much better. It's what I thought, But what I didn't know that this was German speed metal and kind of a power metal band at the same time. Well, sort of later on, but I guess in my mind I was expecting something else, and I don't know, and I didn't hear that, so I was like disappointed. And then I mean I love those albums now, but and then I got this, you know, and I just thought this album was weird. It is weird, but like back then I didn't you can't compare it to anything. This ain't even really just typical German speed metal. This is not typical anything. I tried to listen to this over and over. I didn't hate it. Don't get me wrong. I didn't hate anything by Rage that I heard at the time. I just didn't understand. I just didn't get it. like there's some riffs and some melodies and some I don't know, just things that even lyrics that are just kind of weird. But over the years, I've really come to like this. I think really around like 2012, 2013 is when I really started heavily getting into Rage. Like, I started buying every album, and yeah, now they're like one of my top favorite bands. I'm really mad at myself for not getting into these guys much earlier, like in the early 2000s, like I did with most of my favorite bands, but Rage just took me a minute. It was really when I started like discovering the other albums like Secrets in a Weird World and Missing Link that's when I really started to grab a hold of this band, and I started to understand this band, what they were and were trying to be all along. But yeah, so that's my history with Rage for the most part. But let's go through the tracks, and let me tell you something. There's 14 actual songs on here, and I'm not even talking about bonus tracks, okay? 14 actual songs. None of these are interludes. Like, they're all songs. To me, that's too many songs for an album, because I feel like certain songs will start to get lost in it for me. But with that being said, there are no tracks in here that are throwaways. There's a couple of weird ones that I probably could have done without if I had to, but there's no throwaways on here. Like, every track is good. So, okay. Gosh, you know what? I'm not even gonna like just give you the whole track list. I'm just gonna give you the track listing and talk about them as I go, because there's just too many on here. Wasteland starts off. Kind of unique. I don't know. I have to say, I really do like the tones on this album. I like the way the guitar sounds. Very just good old school sound. Everything's mixed well. But the song itself is nothing like the two albums before it at all. I mean, it's a lot more melodic. It's still pretty fast. The vocals are still high. I feel like P.V. Wagner's voice, though, this time around is a little more contained. Like, I feel like he's a little more seasoned by this time, I would say. I don't know. I don't know. It's just, I don't even know how to describe it without. It's kind of like speed metal, but it's very melodic. It's kind of power metal, but you just got to hear it to understand. In the Darkest Hour, again, another song that's kind of similar to Wasteland in a way, like the very same kind of music. I will say the choruses on these songs are fantastic. And the riffs are unlike any riffs I've heard. I mean, Manny Schmidt just kind of came up with the weirdest oddball things. And these songs are the more normal ones on the album, in my opinion. Next track, Animal Instinct. Again, it's very weird, but very cool guitar riffs. Choruses like I've never heard before. Now we got the track Perfect Man, the title track. Very unique again. Where, just pulling out the riffs that I've never heard before and have never heard since, you know. Amazing song. Sinister Thinking. Probably one of the more typical like 80s metal songs on here, but it's still really good. Supersonic Hydromatic. This is one of those songs that I just still to this day I just think is kind of stupid. But I like it. I always thought the chorus was just kind of dumb, but I can't help it. I do enjoy it. When I first heard it, I was like, it's just one of those, you know, many things this album that just turned me off at first, because I'm like, what is this? Like, Don't Fear the Winter. Okay, this is probably the most normal power metal song that's on this whole thing. Okay, it's very fast. This could be something that's a little more common, maybe off of like a Helloween or early Blind Guardian album. Not that it sounds like those bands, but it's more in the lines of something like that. Very big chorus, once again, with all these songs have that pretty much. Like this album really focuses a lot harder on melodies rather than just headbanging, you know what I mean? But Don't Fear the Winter will make you bang your head, even if it is very melodic. Death in the Afternoon. What a title. Again, a great song. Kind of some, I don't want to say typical 80s heavy metal, but it's kind of a little more like that. You know, I could probably picture a little bit of Iron Maiden and Judas Priest in this type of song. The chorus is awesome. The lyrics are interesting. Like, sometimes I think they're kind of dumb, but then again, they're very interesting. Like, they're not really dumb, but they're I don't know. It's something about, I don't know. You just listen to it and read the lyrics. Like, I don't know. But Death in the Afternoon. Yeah. A Pilgrim's Path is the next song. Another kind of a fast song. That's very different. None of these songs sound alike, I can tell you that. Time and Place. I don't know. You know what? We're already at the 10th track, okay? Like, this could be the last song of any typical album, and we got 4 more. It's a good song, just another good song, okay? Round Trip, just another good song. Between the Lines, another good song. Symbols of Our Fear, another good song. And then we end with Neurotic, which sounds pretty neurotic. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. This whole album is very cool, and if it don't hit you at first, give it a chance, because it is really, really good. I like pretty much everything about it now. So, and the funny thing is, the other albums with Manny Schmidt on it, like with this lineup, really sound nothing like this. Like, I don't know where their minds were when they were doing this. They were just trying to be experimental, and they were trying their best to do something different. I don't know what it is, but it's different, all right. But it's an experiment that worked out, you know? Like, it's just one of those albums where everything aligned perfectly and just works. And speaking of Manny Schmidt, I mean, he also played for Gravedigger later on like 2 of the greatest Gravedigger albums. He played on Rheingold and The Gravedigger and a couple others, but those 2 albums are some of the best, like, by far. Let's look up Manny Schmidt. Let's see here. Yeah, he played on, wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Gravedigger albums. That's pretty cool. And honestly, not a whole lot of other stuff. I thought he actually probably would have done more, but that's about it. But anyway, I think that's about all I got to say about this album. So I guess it really boils down to it's solid. I really like it a lot. It's weird. Go get it. Anyway, like, subscribe if this video did something for you. Till next time, stay metal.